let's switch to the Playwright CLI. So if you are starting first with experimenting with the Playwright, I would like to suggest to using the Playwright MCP, then you will get a better understanding and the big picture about the usage of the different tools from the Playwright MCP, and also with this browser interaction in the headed mode, you will see directly the interaction. But if you are switching and if you have already some experience with the Playwright MCP and with this usage of the different tools, I would like to recommend using the Playwright CLI, because here we should consider it with a lower token usage in this case. So we will not use lots of tokens if we are comparing this with the cloud code Playwright MCP. And within this lesson, we would like to configure this Playwright CLI. So first, I will add this with the following command. And also, the second step should be created, because this step that makes it really powerful code especially is running the Playwright CLI install skills. This registers Playwright CLI as a skill inside Cloud Code, which means Cloud can reach for it naturally as part of its toolset rather than treating it like a generic external command. So we will also register the skills, because this is also the big benefit of the usage of the Playwright CLI, because this makes Playwright CLI as a first-class skill in Cloud Code, not just a generic MCP server, so they can reach every time this skill set. So workspace is initialized under the Huva project. Skill is also initialized to the Cloud Skills Playwright CLI. And also found Chrome, we use it as a default browser. So this is the skill set. So you can also extend this every time manually. This is the skill set for the Playwright CLI created by default. So here we will see the different commands, the core commands, also the navigation, keyboard, mouse, saves as tabs, storage, network, also the dev tools, open parameters, snapshot, browser session, local installation, and also form submission. So here you can check the different forms, multi-tab workflow, and also some subtask is generated, for example, for the video recording, tracing, test generation, storage, browser session management, running Playwright code within the Playwright CLI, and also requesting mocking. So, and we can also configure the CLI config file. So let's create this one within the .playwright folder. And we can copy this default set where we are using the Chromium in headless mode. That means you will not see this Chromium tab as you see this or saw this in the Playwright MCP process. Also, we will define a viewport, some timeout, and also we will create video if the process basically failed, and also the trace will be created on failure. And this is the same as a video. So this will be just created if we have some failed test scenarios. And in the next lesson, we will represent some command with the usage of the Playwright CLI. So in the previous lesson, we already installed the Playwright CLI. So basically now, if you are typing Playwright CLI, as you can see, it's already added, and here you can add different CLI command. So we will use, for example, playwright goto, and then we can add this page. So we should run this with the Playwright CLI open, and then the parameters. And you will see the summary. Browser default is opened. Use type Chrome. Run the following Playwright code. And the snapshot is created here. So we can verify if you are going to the checking this file, this YAML file. You will see here this is generated. So this is the generic process what CLI, Playwright CLI is also used for this process. So basically here we can add another scenarios with the open, and then here, for example, if I'm adding some wrong page, so that means this page basically not exist, we will see what is created by the Playwright MCP. So you will get the error that the page cannot be resolved, so it's not exist after navigating to this page. So this is also working fine. Within this lesson, I would like to show you the Playwright CLI with the cloud code. In the previous lesson, we already initialized the cloud, so the CLI config JSON and also the Playwright CLI skills for cloud code. And now if we are running cloud, we would like to check this. So we can check the checkout process using Playwright instead of MCP. Now we are using Playwright CLI. So go to this page and check the checkout flow and create also a screenshot about the summary page. So instead of using the Playwright MCP, we would like to use the Playwright CLI. And the first question from the cloud code, cloud may use instruction code or files from the skills. So we can allow this in general. So now, as you can see, Playwright CLI is already opening the Magento Viva test shop. So checking the checkout process. And here in the previous lesson, I already showed you the Playwright CLI commands in the terminal. So this command is used here within this process. So basically, Playwright CLI is going to the home page, adding to the product. So the same watch product is opened, as you can see in the console. So he can see the add to cart button, referencing to this ID. The item is added to the cart. The checkout page has all the shipping fields, and I'm prefilling the form fields with the email address and also with the first name, last name, street name, house number, selecting the city, country, and clicking to the proceed to payment button. And selecting the shipping method first with the fixed, and then he recognizing, then he can go to the payment step. So basically he is also trying to self-correct the process. So if it's something failed, then he can figure out which is the best scenarios or the process. Now selecting the place order button. Order is being processed. Then we are already on the success page. And the screenshot will be created. order was placed successfully, and the checkout completely successful. And here is also the summary. Once again, the steps: open the home page, added product to the cart, checkout was pre-filled on the address tab, going to the payment step, success page is reached, and we have also some issues. For example, the shipping method not auto-selected. It's some minor UX problem. This could be fixed with the selecting of the first shipping method. So basically, Playwright CLI is also suggesting some tips or hints which can be improved on the checkout area. And this is the same for the payment, which is not auto-selected. But overall, the checkout flow works end to end without errors. And we can also verify this to opening this screenshot. So the checkout page is tested with the usage of the Playwright CLI.